Right. Hello, team. I hope everybody is well. Uh, 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 right. I think we've got a good frame. We'll find out shortly when we jump on. Better change the feet from where the girlfriend had it today. Real good. Okay. Right. Oh, crikey. I need to sign into YouTube. Um, what do I need to do that? It's okay. There we go. All good. It's what happens when you break your phone and you got to use another one. Right. So once I've got once I'm logged in, I I can see what we need to do. Then we should be good. Let's have a look at our channel. Let's have a look at the live stream. Oh yeah, there we are. Perfect. Good to go. I can hear it. Barely made it, Robro. You'll always be here. Um, okay, so what we're going to do today is we're sort of carrying on a little bit from the last couple of weeks where we did some power stuff and then we did some speed stuff. And today I just want to try and marry those together. Okay, there's always a method to my madness. Um, I'm always mad, but hey, I'm pretty sure we're all got a bit crazy enough. Yeah. What to try and explain this as easily as possible and to make it work is that we all know that we have to work hard on the machine, right? To get the speed, you've got to put in effort. So that's what we talk about when we talk about power. Okay, but then also on the flip side of it, we've got to be able to move quickly. Okay, hence the speed. So where do we find that balance, right? And it's that common question that people are asking in terms of drag factor and where should I have my drag and what should do this? And it's like, well, it doesn't matter. You've got to find a balance, right? So today we're just going to work on that balance and we're going to do it with just doing some building stuff. Okay. So when we see what we're doing, we're going to do 10 2-minute pieces. Okay. So there's not, well, a little bit of work, but the whole idea is getting an understanding. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be in this one here, for example, right? Notice there's no time because we know we're doing it in 2 minutes. So every 30 seconds, what we'll do is we'll just increase a little bit of power. Okay. Which means that the focus will be on trying to gain more more like speed on screen, right? Or better splits by power. Okay. And then when we get to this one, then the focus, what we'll be doing is we're still going to have an element of power to it. But what we're going to think about is we're going to think about creating that with more speed of the leg drive, right? More speed of that movement. And then we'll have more patience coming forward. So what happens is when we start going through each rating, we've got solely focused on the energy that we expend to make the machine go. Okay, and then on the other side of it, we use the speed of that drive and we focus on how the drive time, right? And that's why when you're using erg data, you can see those, anyone that uses their phone on erg data and stuff like that can see that there's a drive time, drive length, and that sort of thing, because they are relevant. Okay. I wouldn't say that they're relevant to have on all the time, but they are relevant in terms of what we're trying to do with this, right? Now, the whole workout, in terms of this balance, is finding out how we can move that flywheel in our balance. Okay. And this is why everything I talk about when we're on here is understanding what we are doing to this machine. Okay. So that is the number one thing that we've got to think about. When we're doing pieces and we're slowing down and we're like, oh, I'm losing speed on the screen, right? It's not the machine. The machine is slowing down, but why is it slowing down? Because of what we're doing. Okay. So if we can think, okay, I know I'm dying here, I know I'm running out of gas, I'm tying up. But if you can still think about moving quickly when that happens, your fade, instead of it going from here down to here, might go from here to here. Okay. And that's a given because we all do it, it all happens. That's what we want to think about. Okay. So today is really thinking about the balance between how much work or energy or power that you are putting into the machine versus how quickly we're moving, right? Not only in terms of the hand speed around the finish and obviously the travel forward, but in terms of the drive. Okay, so as we go through these, I'll explain it as we go, but basically every 30 seconds, I'm just going to say to you, add a little bit more power. Okay, so I want you to feel like the outright energy that you can push, okay, to be able to create more speed while keeping the rating. And then we're going to do the opposite here. So I'll be like, right, think about the leg drive. Think about how quickly we can drive this, which means, yes, our ratio is going to change because we're going to have more speed on the drive and then we're going to have more patience coming forward, right? And we're going to alternate through those, through the different ratings, okay? And then we can see what we're doing here and what we're doing here, right? Let's say we'll take these two, for example. So we can think about the speed that we created at 26. Then we think about the outright power that we created at 26. And then for the last 5 pieces, we're going to build it. Okay. So we're going to build the rating over that 2 minute period to get up to a certain level. Now, what we could do is go 28, 30, 32, 34, and then we wind it home. But that's not what we're after. I want you guys to start finding what you feel, right? So maybe the first one we just bring it up to like 30 with thinking of that balance. How much energy am I putting in? How much speed am I moving? And trying to find that equilibrium. Okay, and it has to be an equilibrium where we have control, we have composure, we have comfort, okay, while still knowing that we're working, right? But because we've got a 2 minute period, it's a finite time. So we know where we need to be for that period. Okay, yeah, we know we've got other pieces to follow and blah, 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 whatever. But for that period, we have to think about the efficiency that we can do it at, okay, with that composure, with the motion and whatever, so that we can find this balance between, especially when we get up to speed, around how much power we need to produce to get that flywheel moving and then how much speed and power do we have to maintain it? Okay, because we can't just maintain it with power. We will tie up. Okay, we also can't also just maintain it by having fast legs because the same thing's going to happen to your legs. They're going to be like, sorry, pal, all that fast twitch is gone. I'm running out of juice. Okay, so then you're going to have that problem. So we want to marry it in the middle and find that balance. Okay, so that's what today is about, finding that balance. So we'll do that structured stuff to think about it first, and then we're all by ourselves on this. Okay, so that's why there's no rate here. I will just be giving the tips and the pointers and whatever ratings you come to. But this is designed for you to have a little bit of fun because obviously it's only 2 minutes. It's fast stuff. It's enjoyable shit when we're going quick and seeing good numbers on screen. But it's about how are we getting those numbers on screen. Because what we want to be able to do is take all of the stuff that we're doing today, take it away, and then work on that as we go. Because we all know that when we're doing 20 rating and 22 rating, that yes, the balance is quite more into like the pressure or the power that you can produce to get your numbers, just because the rating's low, right? It's a bit steadier. But then once we start getting up here, right, the speed starts getting more important. But there is still a point where we need to find where your balance is. Are you a low rater with higher power, so your speed's not quite, or are you this way, right? You're a high rater with not as much power, right? And we just want to find where everyone intersects right here, because this is going to be your score, all right? Doesn't matter where you are here, wherever these go like this, because you can't have power. It's really hard to have power and speed, right? It's really difficult. And so that is what we need to find. Okay, so we'll get on, we'll warm up, talk a little bit more about it. And then when we're into the pieces, right, it's pretty relaxed. We want to stay composed, get into this rhythm, and then Bob's your uncle. Okay, mate, Christmas. Well, Christmas is like 100 days away or something. Perfect. Okay, so jump on board, get ourselves nice, loose, and limber. Not too bad, because I've already been doing a little bit of warm up before we started. So I was thinking about this the other day because I was thinking, well, we do some good work with with moving with speed. We also do it really well with trying to produce the power, but the whole equation of you going fast on the rowing machine requires the balance of both. Okay. Now, not only that, we've got to throw in technique, but because the technique is very individual and it is quite varied between us, we're still all trying to do the same motion, but some people are going to be more efficient. Some people are bigger than others. Some people are younger. Okay. Some people are only sprinting, others are endurance based. But doesn't matter what you're doing, we have to find that balance to find our speed, okay, as individuals. So this is another tool in your armory to be able to take away and think about while you're doing your own things at home, by yourself. Okay, a nice rhythm, elastic length, feeling that hang in the body, in the arms. So it's right. Hold fire. Hold fire. I think we're back. That's why I have my phone so I can see if there we go. That's why I have my phone. So shit hits the fan. We know what we're doing. Okay, boom, easy. I thought it was the Wi-Fi on this because it was like stop starting, but it wasn't. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to it. Let's hope that that doesn't happen again. We go through big periods where nothing happens. And then you get the occasional hiccup. And you're like, how can this happen? How can this happen? Okay. Right. So while everybody's probably tuning back and see the numbers coming back up, okay, give you a second. So just to reiterate what we're trying to do today, okay, I'll call on these things to just think about a little bit more pressure. Okay. Think about the output. Okay. On here, I'm going to be like, right, 30 seconds. Let's think about a bit more speed of movement, right? Get that going. And then we'll do it again and then speed, power. And then we're going to be building this. Okay. Now, when I say we're building this, we're going to start off at a rating that you pick, right? I might pick it. I might be like, right, let's just get into this sort of 26 or 28 or 24. Okay. Now, every 20 seconds, we might just go, right, now think a little bit more power and speed, right? Find the balance. Okay. Now move quicker because what's going to happen in this one is that the flywheel is going to get quicker. And then all we have to do is as it gets quicker, right, we use that 3 or 4 strokes to gain that extra momentum of the flywheel. Then we hold it. Okay. And then we do it a little bit more again. And then we hold it. And then we do it again and we hold it. Okay. So we should see some increases like this. Okay. And that's the idea about what we're trying to achieve. Okay. So you're lucky because I actually had that as 30 seconds and I had to go get the pen and make a change after I thought, you know what, it could be a little bit dicey and everyone will hate me. But that's okay. Right. Okay, let's go into workout, select workout, new workout, intervals time. Just take that set time up to 2 minutes. Okay. Rest time at 1 minute. Leave it flashing for a second. We'll get ready. We're all on the same page. Okay. Let's press that checkbox. Okay. 2 minutes on screen. So this first one's going to be at 22. Okay. So we'll get into the rhythm, a good feeling going. And then from there, we will squeeze it on a little bit more. Okay. Might just bring, we need to go forward. Need to go forward. Oh, there we go. Right. Okay. Here we go. Right. Sitting ready. Ready. Row. Okay. So just get into that 22. Okay. So we feel this movement speed here. Okay. Hands around the finish. Nice controlled feeling. Okay. Now just squeeze it on a bit. Okay. Think of the output your muscles can do now. Okay. So we feel the legs with a bit more power, the pressure that we're putting through the feet. Okay. Now let's do that a little bit more. Okay. Remember, don't yank on it. Just as we drive, more stability, more pressure of the push. Okay. Okay. And last bit here. Okay. See if we can really feel the output while trying to hold the body. Still feeling the hang. Okay. So see how the difference between good comfort and then working harder. Okay. Don't know what you guys feel, but I'm like, oh, okay. Good numbers on screen, but could I sustain that for whatever distance I need to do? For 2 minutes, it's fine. If that had to be 5 minutes, well, I don't know, you know? So this is the balance and what we're trying to do. So in this one, we're just going to get the machine up to that 24, and then we're going to think about the speed of the movement in terms of that drive, okay? And how we can feel like we're accelerating the flywheel. Okay, here we go, move. So nice rhythm here. Okay, just sit on this really relaxed hang. Okay, this is our baseline right here. Okay. Now think of acceleration. Okay. So the speed of the drive. So feel the hang. Don't think like we're working harder, so there's more tension in the body. Feel those legs once we get the turn around, accelerate that drive. Okay. See if we can do it again. Holding the body position. Feel that lawnmower. All right, take that. Take up. Think about our grip. Don't choke that handle. Okay, and see if we can just get a little bit more acceleration without thinking like we're having to use the shit ton more energy. Okay. Now all we're doing is maintaining that flywheel speed. Okay, good. So this next one, right, is going to really show the difference between the two. Okay. We're going to be on the same rating, but with that one, we tried to think about the speed of the drive, okay, and how we could hang, right, and get that speed of the legs coming through with the body. Now, on this one, we're going to be thinking about how hard we can work at, right? So, see the difference in thought process. So, this one, we're going to try and think about how much pressure we can drive through, okay, rather than the speed. Now, we're still going to have to move, okay, but let's see the difference. Okay, here we go. Moving. Now, okay, so just get it up to speed. Okay, relax into this. Okay, just nice and steady here. Okay, this is good. Right, now let's think about adding more power. Okay, now, so the strength of the drive. Okay, how hard can we feel that footboard? The pressure against it. Okay, and again, getting speed by power. Okay, I noticeably feel like I'm working really hard. Okay, half it. Okay, push both feet through the core. See now, I think I got another 10 meters, but fuck, I felt like I really had to work hard for that. Okay. Now, this is identifying for you how those two were. Okay. Same ratings. One felt good for me because I enjoyed that speed of movement. Didn't quite enjoy that one. I felt like I was really trying to muscle the speed out of the machine. Okay. So we get to do this one more time before we find the balance and build it up in terms of speed, using both a little bit of power and a little bit of speed. Okay. So spread up here, moving in now. Okay. The elastic to start. There it is. Okay, so we just sit on this rhythm here. This is our base. Relax around the finish. Moving the hands. Okay. Right. So let's increase the speed with speed of drive. Here we go. Hang. Leg drive. Hold the arms out long. Let's release any tension in the chest, the shoulders. We should feel the handle accelerate to the body and then just brush it around. Okay. And again, leg speed and body speed. Okay. So if the legs drive with speed, body comes with it. Okay. Relax, find the composure, pick up the flywheel. Okay. See if we can squeeze it or hold. Okay. Hang. Okay. Open the mouth. Relax the face. Good. Lovely. Okay. So even think about that one in terms of the previous one, where it was more about trying to make the speed out of effort. Okay. Whereas that one there is making the speed out of the speed of movement. Okay. There is a difference. But what we're doing here, we've got one more opportunity to look at the differences, bring it back to what you're good at. Okay. These first ones are part of the exercise. Then we put it together and we complete it. Okay. For the second half of this session. Right. Building. Now. Okay. So just really elastic. Patient here. Nice rhythm. Okay. Breathe into it. Okay. So let's gain a bit more speed with effort. Here we go. Now. Okay. We can feel that power that we're trying to drive. Feel the leg, powerful leg. Okay. And again. Push. We're really trying to drive that strength. Trying to get a high peak on the force curve. Okay. Last few. Okay. So I got another 14 meters there. But for me, it's not really sustainable. Okay. So we see the differences. These next few, right? We've got 5 more to go. Now in these, every 30 seconds, we're just going to free it up. Okay. Now you figure out how much more effort you can give, how much more speed you can give, and marry it together and let the rating come with it. Okay. Good. Move now. So let's start at 26. Okay, because what we're going to do, we're just going to let, because we're not going to be holding back the rating and trying to hold it consistent, that extra power and speed that we give it, let the movement come with it. Okay, here we go. Now, so as that flywheel increases in speed, find and match the relaxation. Okay, so feeling the hang, we've got pressure, which is the power. Okay, keep it moving. Let the rating go to where it needs to go. Okay. Now find the flywheel speed. Good. Right, now hold this. Next 40 seconds. Rhythm. Relaxation. Tap it along. Breathe. Okay, good. So it's about 31 there. Okay. Saw 32 a couple of times, but 30 to 31. It's a good first one. Okay. So what are we going to do from here? Build on that. Okay. Start out with relaxation. Get into the rhythm. Find your balance. Okay. Think about the energy required, but marry it up with the amount of speed also required to hold the rating, to hold the speed with composure. Okay, here we go. Building and go. So, bit elastic here. Let the rate get to what it is comfortable. I'm on 28. Okay, this is a good platform. So let's start to free it up. Okay, every stroke. A little bit more speed. A little bit more power. Okay, and again. Yeah, good. And again. Move. Hands around the finish. Move front. Be elastic. Yeah, tap it along. Okay, hold the speed. Okay? Hold the rhythm. Last 30 seconds. Hang. Face. Breathe. Tap along. Last few. Good. Okay, keep moving. Okay, so see how we're starting to get the rate up, but we're also finding our balance, okay, between the amount of effort to keep the flywheel moving, but also the speed that comes with that effort, okay? Now, find your own rating, okay? If you want to get it up quicker and hold on to it, okay, that's good. If you want to continue building it and adding to it every 20 seconds, that's good. Okay, here we go. Okay. So remember that. This is an exercise. And we're building. Okay. Here's my rhythm for now. My elasticity. Okay. Bring it up. See how much speed I can get for the balance and the production. Okay, good. Tap it along. Okay, open the mouth. Okay, hold this. Think about the flywheel. Elastic. Hang. Freedom. Heads up. Relax the face. Yeah. Hold. Okay, real good. Real good. Okay. I'm up on race pace. 34 to 36. I'm not going to go higher. Trying to find the efficiency. Okay. Now this is where the test comes in to be able to maintain and hold this as well as we can. Okay. Be relaxed. Let it build. And then hold it. Here we go. Okay, nice and steady. Be relaxed here. Okay, good. Hold the body nice and neutral, composed. Nice and free. Speed. Now flywheel. Now hold. Okay. 1 minute. Relax it. Keep it moving. Hold feet. Good. Last 30. Hang. Breathe. We're good. Okay. Movement speed's great. Relaxation's good. We need to hold our composure, okay, while we're at fatigue. And we're going to keep the movement speed, okay? No sprinting to the line. Maintain. Here we go. Now, wake up. Elasticity. Feel the hand. Okay, take up. Very nice long arms. Move quicker. Move quicker, get speed. Okay? Yeah. Open the mouth. Release it back up. Hey, good. Rhythm. Hey, swing away with me. Hold speed. Good. Open the mouth. Good. 30 seconds. Movement speed. Yeah. 10 more strokes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One for good luck. Mate. Okay. Great job. Okay, real good. Okay, let's keep moving. Heart rates are going to be high. We need to get composed and have an effective warm down. Okay, so just press your menu buttons, save that in. Hey, we can go back and have a look. But take our time here while we're breathing, moving. Let's think about that set. Okay, let's think about what we were doing. Okay, it's sort of the mark that you give yourselves once we got up into there. Okay, now I'd like to give myself an A, but I think I'll settle with a B plus. Felt myself, took a little bit, maybe I was a bit conservative in the speed, and it wasn't until sort of the last 30 seconds where I maybe have just had a little bit more pressure to push to get the speed up a bit more. Okay, and that dropped the splits a couple and then I held it. But should I have done that earlier? Okay, because if I'd done that earlier and gone a split earlier for 30 seconds, wouldn't have had to have gone 2 splits for 30 seconds. Okay, I could have done 1 split, 1 split. Okay. But for yourselves, think about how you were increasing that rating. Okay, did you find you could get an increase in rate? Or did you feel like, you know what, I struggled to get the rate on occasions? Or, you know what, to get the rate at the last part, I was finding myself having to work too hard. Okay, those are the questions. Find the answers or evaluate it. Gives you something to work on next time. Okay, but for now, let's focus on our breathing here and our movement. Really start to just try and flush out these hydrogen ions, lactic acid. Really nice, smooth rhythm here. Okay, just using body weight. Okay, this is really good, especially in warm down, to focus on this at the hang of the arms, because we really shouldn't have, because we just got body weight. We should almost be able to do the 1 or 2 finger method like that, where you're just holding enough pressure for the chain to come back. Okay, and it isn't huge amounts of having to grip the handle like this. We should really be able to do it loose in the fingertips. Okay, the more we realize that, okay, what do you think? We have a little bit more stability, maybe a little bit more with all the fingers around. So once we get up to pressure, but we're still just holding this hang here. Okay, we're still just letting the body drive that position open. Okay, from here, driving it open. So now for the next minute, let's just feel the press. Just add a little bit more weight behind. Okay, so just stimulate a bit more oxygen to the muscles. Breathe. Okay, nice. Deep breath. Rolling, flowing. patient control. Okay, just like that. Okay, another 5 strokes. 2 more. Beautiful. Bloody marvelous. Okay. Uh, Great session. Great session. Uh, can't can't wait to see the comments. On the power pieces, I found my force curve look ragged, flat at the beginning with a hump at the end. That means pulling too hard with the arms. Yes. Um, so when we're adding that power, this is the whole thing, right? It's like when you're the whole reason for today was looking at when you're at a set rating and you want to get more speed. There's 2 ways about it, or there's a combined way about it, right? People just think, oh, I better just fucking push harder and run, right? And that's the adding power. But then on the other side, it's like, well, actually, if I thought about having to drive quicker, is that going to get me the same result as being a gorilla? Or, right? You don't know, right? Yes, this will probably get more speed, which it did. Okay, it did for me. 10, 15 meters. Felt terrible, felt unsustainable, felt pretty good, felt sustainable. So which one am I going to use? If I was doing short stuff, you're probably here, right? Which is the whole big and strong and powerful, high drag, blah, blah, blah. Endurance wise, this is more sustainable. But what are you doing in time, right? We're doing 2 minutes. So this is probably going to be more. But once the rating gets up, you can't be a gorilla, right? You need to try and find somehow to find the speed and the continuous motion and being relaxed. Because if we just in this all the time, we're not going to be able to have that rhythm around the finish and that type of thing. So it's a real equilibrium of movement. Okay. Um, Lionel, hardest piece was linking power and speed. Could do both well in isolation, but especially as I started becoming gassed. Yes. And that's the point, right? How do we find the 2 middle grounds? Because once we start getting fatigued, we go back to doing what we've always done and we've been like, fuck it, I'm just going to haul on it, right? Rather than being like, just keep it moving, keep it moving. Hence why sometimes you're better off when you're feeling gassed to increase the rating, shorten the stroke a little bit, and not put as much power per stroke, and you'll get the same result. Okay. It's what a lot of people don't realize is that they watch the speed getting slower. They automatically think I've got to work harder, but you can't work harder because you're already uh, tired, if whatever. Okay. And that's the whole thing is we've got to really think about that equilibrium between when is it appropriate for this and when it's appropriate for this. Look, 30, and that's why in the last piece I said don't haul on it with 30 seconds to go. Because I could just use any energy I've got left and just rip shit and bust. That's absolutely fine, right? When it comes to if you're racing, you're doing speed or you're doing whatever, that's fine. Who cares? Mate, empty the tank, right? Just tip everything out onto the table and be like, I had nothing left to give. But when we're doing this, we're still trying to hold that focus of clarity, right? And consistency to keep it. Right. We know that we can go and throw everything out the window and do it. We do that sometimes anyway. It doesn't matter. But if we can hold this other spot, we try to hold that clarity for as long as we can until we're like, you know what? If I could keep it till 20 seconds to go and then rip shit and bust, that's better than going 30 seconds rip shit and bust because I might run out of energy in that rip shit and bust. Okay. And so that's the whole idea. Good workout, extremely challenging to increase the speed and rate, had me sweating. I was able to get up to 34 rate, but it took me longer to calm down to do it again for the next set. Rich. Yeah, and that hence why this word here is the key, right? Trying to find that balance, that equilibrium where we intersect, because when we are trying to find that speed with the pressure, as Lionel said, like in isolation, these are really good, right? But when we try and do them together, it's quite difficult. And this is what we need to think about. Okay, because especially when we're at 20, 22, doing a lot of training stuff, we're trying to find that balance really easily. Okay. But once we start getting up, we still have to use a bit of power to get the speed, but then we've got to keep the speed going by this. So doing things like this, and actually when you're at home doing intervals or something like that, there's no reason why you couldn't do shorter intervals, try some where you're muscling it a bit or trying to work really hard, others where you're not, or seeing where you can get to before you feel like you're working too hard. Okay. But the whole idea is to find a balance, find what works for you. Okay. Find out what works for you in terms of your rating, right? Whether you're a low rater, a high rater, whatever, but just bringing it together to find that really sweet spot, which is going to allow you to get personal best, to find the rhythm, okay? Win some races, do whatever you need to, okay? So that's us, okay? Fantastic workout, hard, tests the resolve, but that's what we're here for, okay? So hopefully you guys took some great things away from this, understood a little bit more. Probably you may never have done anything like this before, but these are all good takeaways, right? And that's what I think a lot of what I try and do is to get you guys thinking. Okay, so that when you're when you're doing your own thing and you're like, oh man, I'm really tired. I've had a big week. Actually, like I'm trying to hold my speed, but I can't. I'm starting to work a bit harder. But maybe let's just think about moving a bit quicker. Yeah, that's it. Actually, I'm just going to bump the rate up to 22 from 20 for my 5K that I do on a Friday afternoon, whatever. But I'm actually just going to think about moving a bit quicker, right? So you'll actually think about moving quicker and you'll have a better workout than if you thought about sitting at 20 and probably just sort of muscled along a bit. Okay, so a lot of that is there for you as well. Okay, perfect, real good. I'll figure out what we're going to do next week during the week, as I always do. Um, but until then, great workout. Remember to warm down well, go have some food, but protein, whatever you need to. Um, that's it. That was a good session. Okay, pretty hard. So recover well, eat well, sleep well, stay safe. Until next time, thank you very much for being on board. And we'll catch you guys later. Right, peace out.